Yo, what is up guys? Digi Down Under here with another video. Today we're bringing you some spicy BT8 content. Here in Australia we do have BT8 now readily available for us to play. So here we've got Jordan on the left playing Shivamon and myself on the right playing basically an updated hybrids with the Rapidmon included and the Ophanimon, all that sort of stuff. So changing up the rookies as well. We're playing Patamon now, which is just great for the Rapidmon when you eventually get into it. So starting off with some typical green-yellow shenanigans here. Playing TK, playing Zoe, Jordan setting up with the memory. This sort of acts a bit like, the green acts a bit like the old green. We don't want to give them too much memory because they can do so much with it. Shivamon's also really great in terms of, if you don't know already, but it basically, when it unsuspends during your unsuspend phase, you trash the top card of your opponent's security. So we'll probably see here in a few games where Jordan actually manages to get a couple of Shivamon in play in the one turn and starts trashing a lot of my security. But gets a Shivamon in play already, so I'm already sort of, worried I'm going to start getting my security trashed. We start recovering up. And we also want to get rid of that thing as soon as possible. So here he unsuspends, trashes the top card of my security, gets a lot of value from that. The green deck runs a lot of cards that allow it to suspend itself without having to attack into security and risk dying, which I think is just super strong. In this format as well, it is, I guess, green probably isn't the most tier 1 meta deck. But I think piloted correctly, it can be super scary if you don't deal with that Shivamon early. So here you can see with the little memory Jordan had, he's able to suspend a bunch of stuff, suspend his own stuff, and still not actually swing at my security. Just with all the download that happens. So, as I said, I'm just trying to maintain a high number of security, don't let him get too far ahead of me. This video does go on for a bit of quite a while. We deliberately chose two very heavy control decks to essentially just show what both decks could do, because they both require a fair bit of setup. So there I went into a Ophanimon, recovered one, crashed into a Shivamon just to get rid of it, and also on deletion I was able to play a level 4 from my trash. The Cody's also quite good, I think, in this format compared to the old Kari, which required you to be at 3 security or less, whereas the Cody now is if you have a yellow Digimon at the start of your main phase, meaning you can push your Digimon up from raising and gain that 1 memory, which is really cool. Here we see Jordan just setting up another Shivamon again, going into the Namakemon for 0 cost with the HPD. But obviously wants to get his stuff suspended, wants to get into the Shivamon, and yeah, get that trash happening at the start of his next turn. Bit of a problem all the time with green, I find, is that they're always 4 to 5 cost to evolve. I think Shivamon's not that busted that it should be a 4 cost Digimon to evolve. Here we are just setting up Tamers, because obviously we know that he's going to start trashing my security. Oof, and trashes the reinforcing by the looks of it there. So basically the idea of the green deck is to try and, if he can get multiple Shiva in play, that's basically 2 free checks per turn, or at the start of his turn. Something really interesting as well was that I do play purple Kari in the yellow build, so basically at the start of his turn, if he doesn't have a memory fixer in play, or if I have multiple Karis in play, he can trash my security, and then I simply just tap Kari and either continue my turn, or he starts the turn with less memory than what he could have. So that's something to keep in mind if you are playing into this green matchup. Try and get your Karis into play nice and early. So from memory, this my hand here wasn't great. I think I went to play the Wyverns and played TK accidentally, but yeah, played Wyverns, Breath, got rid of the Shivamon. Gave him a lot of memory, but it means he has to set up now, because that's 2 Shivamon now that he's lost. So trying to just make sure he has less of them to go into. He does run Argomon in this list as well, which can be pretty scary, especially for me having so many Tamers set up already. it can be quite scary. Oh, and sending 2 of the new green option card to the bottom, which really powerful. Can suspend a Tamer and also can suspend a Digimon and not let it unsuspend until the end of your next turn. Yeah, very good card. Yeah, my hand at that point wasn't great from memory, so just playing Tamer after Tamer. I can't remember if he goes into the Argomon here and really ruins my day. But plenty of draw power. I think green has probably one of the best memory Tamers in the respect of Mimi. Just being able to tap that, have another breeding phase, and hatch another egg is just incredible. It's sort of an effect that lingers on the board, whereas with a lot of other cards like Davis and Ty and stuff, they don't get many effects other than meeting their requirements. Or like Davis, you play the Davis and you reveal 3, but that's literally all it does. Whereas Mimi, it can you can use it over and over and over again. Now, I think he wants to get that Shivamon suspended, but also doesn't want to swing, I think. So just having a think here, you can see there he's got the option card in hand, he's going to play that, suspend his guy to suspend my Zoe Tamer. Just guaranteeing that he can, well, first off I can't use option cards anymore because all of his Digimon are suspended. So it forces me to have an answer based through evolving on my Tamers, essentially. So, still trying to work out what my best play is here. I want to try and... He's got level 5 and the Shiva in play. Still trying to work out how I can either get rid of one of them or at least recover enough that I, ideally don't die next turn. Just because the Mimi is almost like an extra Digimon sometimes, especially if you get multiple in play. So they use the Kari to basically gain a memory on the Jet Sylphie, so it makes it almost like a free cost, because when you evolve, you recover, then you tap Kari. When you recover one, you can tap Kari to gain an extra memory. So it makes it almost free. So yeah, Jordan here going quite wide. I don't have much removal. I don't play Shine in this deck, where as you can see, it probably would have been not have been a bad idea there to be able to go into a Shine and almost wipe his entire board, but. Namakimon is another really good inclusion in this set, being able to just suspend it and search the top 3 cards for a green card, I believe, or a green Digimon, any level, is awesome. Plus, you're suspending your Digimon, you stop your opponent from playing option cards, and just basically set your board up to how you want it to, and avoid you having to swing in as well. So tapping the Shiva to download, yep, for 1 cost. And now I believe he does want to potentially suspend the Blossom on here, which I think he will. Still just having a think here, and starts being a bit of a closer game here. I think this is his 3rd Shivamon now, so if he loses this, he's only got 1 more he can use. So it goes into the Argomon suspended, and just basically taps my entire board, which makes it quite difficult. Thanks to the inheritables of a lot of his Digimon, it's like an all turns effect. So basically, for each suspended Digimon in play, they get plus 1,000. So that Argomon and the Shivamon are quite large, so I can't just swing over them. So I'm sort of trying to think here what I want to do to basically clear his board and stop him from getting rid of a lot of my security next turn, because my hand at this point isn't amazing. So I think again here, just trying to recover as much as we can, not too worried about trying to proc the TK and Karis, and then yeah, we're just going to pass it over there. So trash the top security. He's got a very wide board here, well, not super wide, but he's got 2 level 6s that I can't really deal with at the moment. And if he continues to keep all the Digimon suspended, I'm not going to be able to use option cards to get rid of his stuff. There he goes into the Nidhogg, clearing off my board, and almost assuring that he gets the win. But we'll see here. I can't remember if it was this game or not, but we come back and potentially win it. I've just recovered so much now that it's, hitting all the rookies in security. That's where they've all been hiding. And just plays another Mimi. So playing another Mimi is like you can hatch, you can tap the Mimi, promote, hatch again. I'm not too sure if he gets the third Mimi in this game. Here I went to the Rapidmon thinking I could neg them all by 5k and swing over one of them, but I forgot about the inherits where he gets plus 1k on all turns. So the minus 5k wasn't actually enough to essentially kill anything, to be honest. So I'm just going to swing here as security. Doesn't die, but there it is. There's the third Mimi, so it's essentially giving him an extra 2 Digimon in play next turn. I have, what have I got? I got 4, maybe 5 security left, so he's going to unsuspend, he's going to trash my top security. And then have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 or 5 swings. But I've got 1 memory left, and as a last ditch effort, just because the game's been going on for so long now, this is still game 1, we're going to Susano, and I think we're just going to kill off the Argomon, because having almost a Tamer suspended is really starting to hurt here. Yeah, and at least Susanomon's is large enough to next turn swing over whatever I need to, or check 3 security and hopefully go for game. I only have 1 Susanomon at the moment, so that's my one of. A few times throughout testing, it did come up in security a fair bit. So swinging in here, he's got not much more to do. He's got the hybrid for 2. And I think he's got another hybrid as well. So he's been saving those from the start of the game. So that concludes game 1. So quite a long game 1. But now we're going to move into game 2. And yeah, watch how the decks perform at their best, just because they're both set up. So like I said, we got time to set up and see how the decks perform at their best. Alright, so now moving into game 2. We have Jordan going first. I opted to go second. And starting off with that hybrid, which you'd love to see. It means you can't use it a bit later. It means there's only 1 left in the deck. And starting off with a Rapidmon and a TKO, not a bad start at all. Really love to see that. And grab the Rapidmon right there. I think Jordan, the second he plays that Terriermon, realizes that he did make a bit of a mistake there. So I'm going to play Zoe, get the extra Tamer on board. No hybrid to hit in security, which is fine, because then, yeah, as he saw, I got the Rapidmon. I'm just going to wipe his board and put him at 3. So good spot for me to start with. I can start swinging in next turn with the Rapidmon just because it's got the Armour release. So really, really good. And he's going to set up his own Tamer. So the sooner you can get that out, the better you're going to be, especially being green. Doesn't die, which is very, very good. From memory, this game was quite quick. He just did not see a level 4 for a while, hence why he had to use the Arbamon earlier. Recovering up with the Jet Sylphie already, and then yeah, setting up another Zoe. Let me just keep swinging in here, not really dying too much. Pretty sure the Rapidmon survives a couple of swings before eventually dying to something bigger. As you can see here, Jordan's going to hard play a Blossomon, obviously knowing that he doesn't have anything he can use. I'm going to swing in. Doesn't die again. So that's already 2 checks, with the Rapidmon surviving both. Playing a Kari, and then just playing a Schwartz and getting rid of his Blossomon. We know he doesn't have anything in hand, so once he top decks something, he's in a very bad spot. He's going to evolve into the Xmon down the bottom. Quite a cool card, being able to suspend itself to suspend something else when it's evolved. And then just going into the Blossomon here and raising. And I believe just into the Shivamon as well. Oh no, playing the Terriermon to pass turn. So at this point, he sort of, yeah, it's fallen way too far behind about to come back from this. Playing the yellow memory boost, even though I obviously can't use it because of the Terriermon. I just needed the level 4 hybrid, and then playing the Cody basically sets me up for guaranteeing being able to go to 4 memory, use 2 hybrids, and go for game next turn basically. Plus I got the Salamon in security, in raising area, so guarantees me the win next turn. There's no blockers running this deck, so unless he can clear my board and maybe suspend all of my Tamers, there's not too much he can do here. Maybe an Argomon to suspend my Tamers, and then also being able to clear my board is going to be a good option, which he does have there. Very good. But again, he's got to clear both my Digimon, clear the Jet Sylphie. I've still got the Armour Purge as well. So not much more that can be done here. He plays the green option card, which doesn't actually work, because you have to be able to suspend the Digimon, and then it can't unsuspend. But if the Digimon's already suspended, then it just doesn't work. So sort of having a discussion around that just because of the wording of the actual card. Would be pretty cool if you could do that, but it actually has to suspend the Digimon for it to not unsuspend the following turn. And at that point, because of that effect, he just realizes he's got not much to do here, where I just go to 4, promote the Salamon, evolve into Rapidmon to clear all of this stuff, and then swing with both the Rapidmon. And that concludes game 2. Quite a quick one compared to game 1. And now we have, I think, a bit of a longer game 3 again, where it becomes a bit of a closer match. Alright, and game 3, we have Jordan here opting to go first, evolving into Terriermon, and setting up a green memory boost, a bit similar to game 1. Looking for the pieces that he needs. Clearly got the 4 and 5 and 6 in hand, if he's taking all of those pieces. Again, opening with Patamon, such a great card to open with, considering, running 6 rookies in the entire deck, which is just crazy. So seeing Patamon early is great. Not really hitting on too much here. I didn't mulligan, I don't think. And I had a bunch of Tamers and a Patamon, and I thought maybe this could work. So I just start playing Tamers, and then I'm just going to pass there. I don't have much else I can do. I know he can do a lot with the very little memory he gets with the 3 memory. The Markemon, absolutely busted card. Not going to activate his effect. Instead, it's going to go into the Blossomon for free, and then the Shivamon, and pass me with 1. Just going to play a Zoe, give him 3. Not too worried. I got the dual tamer in place, so I'm guaranteed to go to 4 cards next turn, putting him at lower than Jordan. So I am able to now, proc the dual tamer and potentially the Cody as well, with the Patamon moving out of raising if I choose to do so. But you can see I've sort of fallen behind a little bit. Got Tamers in play, but no memory fixer, and also, not many Digimon in hand, I don't think. I think I've got a bunch of level 5s and a couple of level 4s, maybe. And he's just going to suspend my guy to suspend the Zoe, because the Zoe is probably the most, annoying tamer to have. So not too sure what to do here, sort of counting and working out what I can do. As I said, not in a great position coming into this turn. Still going to use the Zoe, even though it's going to be suspended in a moment once I'm done. Going to recover 1, and then I think I'm just going to go into the Aphanomon. Yep, so if he wants to swing into it, he can. There's no inherit on the Shivamon, so if he wants to get rid of that, he does have to swing into it and crash, which is totally fine. With the Mimi there, we sort of were a bit worried if we didn't recover a couple of times there, he could have trashed, swung 2 or 3 checks, and then had a hybrid as well for game. So I sort of had to play it safe, give him a bunch of memory, but also recover as much as I could. So looking a bit like game 1 here, where I've sort of fallen behind. Jordan's got a bunch of 6, a 5, and a 4 in play, and really set up quite well here. There it is, the second Shivamon. Never a good sight. That's trashing 2 at the start of the turn. So suspending his guy to suspend my Cody. I think he's going to swing into the Ophanimon. He's got the inherits here where he can get over my guy. So he's at 13 to my 12. I'll be able to play a level 4. playing the level 4 in this yellow deck isn't the greatest thing in the world, just because I have no on-play effects or anything like that, but it's fine. He has another one, so he's able to put himself at 0 to spend my guy as well, and then he's going to pass turn and give me 4. Actually, not give me 4 because we're both the same, because I did recover a bunch. So here, not in good spot. Next turn, he's going to basically be able to hit me for 2 trashing, and then he's going to have 4 swings. So he does have lethal on board if I don't do something here. So there we are, we're going to recover, and you go there, Rapidmon, recover again. So just sort of hanging on for dear life, essentially. Not the greatest thing in the world. Those Argomons in this deck especially are absolutely insane. Being able to unsuspend and then gain the memory. He just gained 3 memory off of 3 of them unsuspending. So very, very good, especially in green, which, like I said, with the download ability can do so much. So, you know, being able to do all that with the Argomons makes it very good. So having a memory blocker could be, you know, a good thing to do if playing yourself into a lot of Shivas at your locals. Because they are Digimon, you can stop them with a memory blocker. You can suspend those blockers, like memory blockers, though, and just kill them essentially if they're all quite low level. And there's the 3rd Shivamon. So yeah, not looking fantastic here for myself. Being able to 3 free checks next turn, big enough to swing over my Rapidmon again. I'll just play the level 4 from the stack again, just trying to again clutch at straws and do whatever I can to not die. And here I think we'll see Jordan not being able to suspend all of his Digimon. So, oh no, he does. And just going to evolve to pass turn. Now here I do get the TK Kari and the Cody effect, so I'm going to go up to 6. So quite good. I can do a fair bit here. I think my hand's a bit better than what it was. I've been drawing a fair bit this entire time. So here we are. We're going to go Rapidmon, neg that one by 5,000 and kill it. Gain the memory, so it cost me 3. And I'm going to neg the one without the inherits. That way I can actually swing and crash into it, I believe. Just doing the maths here. With the TK Kari, I can neg it by another 1, which is really good. And I actually have the Cody effect as well, which I always forget about, so I didn't do that. I did that instead. Can Armour Purge though, so I don't die. And then just sort of thinking here, I've been able to clear 2 bodies off of the board, so I'm not dead just yet. I'm just trying to think what I can do to... He still has lethal, trashing 2 and having 3 swings. Just trying to think of what I can do to stop myself from dying here. And sort of I feel like I'm just clutching at straws at the moment. I'm not like, I can't do too much. Just going to swing in here and not die. So security is pretty thin, which is great for me. Evolve here for 1, recover back up, so... And then going back to 5, which just gives me, yeah, a lot more safety and security. I know I'm not going to die this turn. He's going to gain double memory again off the Argomons, trashing 2 security. Put me back at 3 again. Only has the 3 swings here, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the hybrid to win at this turn. So it's coming down to the wire here, very, very close. I think Jordan's deck's getting quite thin. Mine's still looking quite healthy there, just because I haven't played and evolved too much this game. Oh, and the spicy tech, being able to suspend all of my guys and then gaining a memory for each one suspended, so only costing him 3 to play it. He's going to swing and try and wipe out pretty much my entire board here. And Nidhogg's, and yeah, I feel like at this point I was not in a good spot at all. I had a lot of work to do, you know, 2 Tamers and a Rapidmon in play, so not great. I got another. I do have another Rapidmon in hand. With not much I can do here, but I'm pretty sure from memory I do come back and swing things around. So I do have I've got the cards in hand to make a pretty big play here and not die, but just sort of trying to do the maths in my head here to work it out. I think I do have another Shivamon, so we're working that out now. So fine, if I can kill off one of the Shivamon, he's only trashing 1, he's only got 2 swings, and then it puts me in a really good spot here to to hopefully go for lethal next turn. So there, killing off the Shiva, very good. Trashing the top card, which wasn't going to do anything anyway, even if he swung into it. They're both level 6s, so not a big deal. This is the last, no more eggs, so he can't evolve, he can't draw any more cards. All he can do is hard play stuff at this point. So I've been counting through the game. That's his 4th Shivamon there in play. Wyvern's Breath kills the last Shivamon. So yeah, massive comeback there. Leaving him with only the Nidhogg in play. He's going to play the Mimi. I'm going to go to at least 3 memory. So with my Patamon, my Susano swinging for 3, that's 4 checks plus the hybrid in hand. I think here I can wipe his board and give him absolutely nothing to do next turn. Or I can just go for game. And here we're going to see him just sort of weighing up the options. I do have the cards in hand to wipe the board and set myself up pretty good for next turn with him having literally no eggs. So swinging for 3, hits nothing, hits the hybrid even, and then finishing the game with the hybrid in hand. So overall, I think the inclusion of Rapidmon in the yellow hybrids deck is massive. Really great inclusion with all the Tamers you're running as well, and Shivamon being a bit of a setup deck, takes a bit longer, but really fun. And that's it. Thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for more BT8 content coming in the next coming days.